Page 4. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye Juda Zoge Jonam no Chanju Bardo Dane Yazo She Dage Jin So Gebe Sonam Gi Tola Benjire Zange Sanye Juda Zoge Chonam Chanju Bardo Dane Yazo She Dage Jin So Gebe Sonam Gi Tola Benjire Zange Jubare Sho Sanye Juda Zoge Chonam Chanjo bardo dane gyaso che dage jinso kebe sonam tola benjire sangye jubare shon. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum te sham data gato yevatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te sham datha gato yevatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te sham datha gato yevatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaye svaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata, the cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, continuation from where we left this morning. We're talking about the three kinds of the karmas, and as the second, the link of karma or the formation. Then the text reads, page 70, second last paragraph. From formations or from karmas that lead to meritorious states comes consciousness. Okay, from the karmas give rise to number 3. Number 3 is consciousness. So because there are 3 different kinds of karmas, 3 different kinds of consciousness, it means from formations or karmas that lead to meritorious states comes the consciousness that leads to meritorious states. Consciousness of the human beings, the god and goddesses, and asuras. And from the formations that lead to unwavering states, from the formation that lead to unmeritorious states, comes the consciousness that leads to unmeritorious states of the 3 lower realms. Then from the formation of the karma the karmas that lead to unwavering state comes the consciousness that leads to immovable states. That is, immovable or unwavering is just a matter of translation. It's in unwavering, immovable states. This is what is meant by formation causes. Formation of the karma causes consciousness. Then what is next? From the consciousness to name and form. Number 4. The name and form, the 4 immaterial aggregates. So the aggregate, 5 aggregates. How many you don't know what the 5 aggregates are? Raise hand. Okay, let me quickly explain this 5 aggregates. So first think of yourself, that you agree with me. Okay, for time being, since we don't have much time, just think of something which is very empirical. Empirical meaning which you can explain, which you can feel, and others can also feel. Say, empirical speaking, you see that you are a boy, you are a girl, you are a non-boy, you are a non-girl. It's related to your body. You agree? So which means that you have a body. And you are happy, not happy, or this, that, and the short-tempered, not short-tempered, whatever is all mental. You agree? So in short, what we see is we are the combination of these. We are a combination of these two things, physical and the mental. And the physical, we call it aggregator form. So we have the aggregator form. Now the mental, we divide it further into 4 aggregates. How? Mind, again, can be classified into 2. One, which is mind in general. For example, I said that, oh, the Delhi University is amazing, very good. So Delhi University in general. Then we specifically go into the for Commerce Department of Commerce, which is considered as very good. Then we go into the specificities. So likewise, our mind, we see that can be grouped into 2. One, the general mind. We call it the aggregate of consciousness. Mind in general, aggregate of consciousness. So how many aggregates gone now? 3 or 2? 2. Aggregate form and aggregate of consciousness. 2. Now they say the mind general is the mental aggregate of consciousness, but the mind is specific meaning the functions. The specific functions we call mental factors. Mental factors. Mental factors, how many mental functions are there? Anyone guess? How many mental functions are there? 5 or 10? Infinite functions are there. Mind. So 5 of them are what is always you find happening with every mind. But so when you are compassionate, when you feel compassion, anger is not there. When you feel anger, compassion is not there. But these 5 are always there. So these 5 are known as omnipresent mental factors. Otherwise, how many mental functions are there? Mental factors are innumerable functions there. Of these, there are 2 mental functions which are so important. One is feeling. The feeling. Feeling is so important. Feeling decides almost all, I would say feeling decides all our actions. Say the moment you meet somebody, somehow you feel unpleasant, then that makes you to go away from the person. You agree? And you see the person, you feel is so appealing, you just feel like talking to the person. You agree? So it's decided by feeling. For example, say that somebody wants to get already signed up for the retreat, and before they come to the retreat had a dream, extreme disturbing dream, and mental feels so low. And the next day your mother says, okay, my daughter, now you're prepared to go to Tibet House. You say, no, I'll not go. You feel so low, you don't feel like going there. You're getting it? Okay, so your mind just unpleasant feeling stops you from doing something, what you plan to do. And the pleasant feelings makes you do. So somebody who is otherwise like myself, when I was very young, meaning in my school days, I'm not talkative. Even today, I'm not really talkative. You think I'm talkative? I'm not really talkative, right? When I teach, this is my job. All right. Otherwise, if you leave me alone, I'm not really talkative. But in the school days, it's worse. Very quiet. Very quiet. Okay. So, and then even in the school, even in the class, I did not dare to ask questions. I had many questions in my mind, but I did not dare to ask questions. Feelings, so uneasy, whatever, right? Nervous. Okay, so this boy, if you give if there's a pill for the oxytocin, give the pill to this boy, oxytocin, then the boy will start talking a lot. Because, I ask you have questions to ask, I ask a question, unpleasant feeling comes. Then unpleasant feelings will be removed by the oxytocin. You're getting it? Then some people, they do that. Sometimes when the pleasant hormones flow, the person feels like talking. You're getting it? Otherwise, very quiet. They even feel so comfortable talking to the strangers also. So what I'm saying is that it's decided by the feelings. What we do, they're all decided by feelings. So the counselors, psychiatrists, the counselors, they must take note of that we have to say when the person is a little introvert, or say the hyper, whatever, the psychiatrists, psychologists, and the counselors, they have to think of that. The person's mind decides all these actions. With the mind, what makes the person not really active is because of the unpleasant feeling. So this is what we have to know. So we have to fix the feeling. If you know that, you precisely know how to fix the problem, to fix the feeling. Unpleasant feeling to pleasant. How? By changing the cognitive thought process. For some people, just sit and listen to the person. Half the problem is gone. Person will feel your love and affection. I mentioned this on the first or second day. Ajirji, extremely kind, and so somebody who feels so low, depressed, he just sits there and listens to the person. The person cries because the person would feel that somebody is there to listen to me with affection. That is so precious. You're getting it? That is half healing, because the person cognitive thought process change is happening. Thus far, the person feels that nobody in the world is there to listen to me. Nobody in the world is there to say these, to give attention, affection to me. When you see somebody listening to you, they could feel that there's somebody. It's not true that I'm so low. Somebody's there to listen to me. Somebody's there to give affection to me. When that person feels that, instantly the cognitive thought process change, because the pleasant, they say somebody's there to listen to me. What's the feeling like? Pleasant, unpleasant? Pleasant feeling comes. So with this pleasant feeling, then the mind resistance eases. Resistance stops. Resistance stops. That is healing. You getting it? Okay. So the feeling plays a very important role. Psychologists, the neuroscientists, and the neurologists, and the counselors, psychiatrists, including psychiatrists, they have to know the map of the mind, how the mind works, and that too empirical map of the mind as taught in the Buddhist psychology. That is so. It's not Buddhist that somebody should be the Buddhist. No, it's just a science. It's just a science. So usually I say, enjoy pizza, no need to become Italian. Enjoy pizza, no need to become Italian. You're getting it? Enjoy this knowledge. Enjoy this knowledge. You don't become Buddhist. This knowledge is truly applicable. It's reality. It's applicable. It works so effectively. So, then aggregate of form, aggregate of consciousness, and the feeling plays a very important role. Because of this, the feeling is assigned as a separate aggregate of feeling. Number 3. Next, aggregate of discrimination. Aggregate of discrimination. And again, amongst the millions of mental functions, discrimination plays a very important role. And when the discrimination is correct, profound, vast, then the person can go gade bara sam gade bodhi swaha. This discrimination, when the discrimination is correct, profound, vast, then this discrimination will give you quality to your life. Discrimination will give a quality, determines the quality of life. See, if the discrimination is very poor, very shallow, very narrow, their quality of life is going to be very shallow and very narrow. If the discrimination is so vast and profound, your quality of life is so broad and so profound. So with the quality of life so broad and profound, it will then take you to the better and better purpose of life, meaning of life. Gade, this happens. So discrimination, matter of fact of discrimination, and decides the quality of your life. Because it decides quality of life, it decides the quality of your spiritual journey. For example, say, even with the footballers, who is number 1 or number 2? I know people will divide. Some say Ronaldo, some say Messi. You getting it? So why these 2 people? So special, because their discrimination, it's not that they what? Their feet, they move automatically. No, it's not automatic. These feet, even the movement of the feet, they're all decided by the mind. Discrimination. The subtle movement of the the, the feet, decided by the mind. Mozart. Mozart, who's Mozart? A musician, classical musician. At the age of 4, he started composing. At the age of 4, just believe it or not, I'm already 56, 57, I cannot compose. At the age of 4, somebody already did the composition of the music. Amazing. Again, that is decided by amongst the musicians. If you say Mozart, they will say, wow, you're getting it? So the point is that, again, this discrimination with respect to music is extremely nuanced, that his music becomes very special. Leonardo da Vinci, who's that? Painter. Who painted? Mona Lisa. Why his painting was very special? Because that his hand is very special. How hand is special? Hand is driven by the very subtle movement of the mind, discrimination. You're getting it? So discrimination decides the quality of your life, whether you're happy, not happy. With the same situation, you can be very happy with the same situation, which can make extremely unhappy. It's decided by your discrimination. So discrimination decides the quality of your life, the quality of what you're doing. That's very important for your journey of fearlessness and infinite happiness. The discrimination must be so refined. What I would suggest is that when I was younger meaning when I was in my 20s, something is in my mind today is so stupid. In those days, I had something in my mind. Today, when I go back in time, in retrospect, I say it's so stupid. Thinking that, okay, these great masters, like Buddha, it did not come with the Buddha, but like Acharya Nagarjuna, Acharya Chandrakriti, they're great. But I can also do something different, right? So I don't know whether it's egoist or what. Now, going back, I don't do anything new. Just follow these great teachers, you will attain what you want. I want to prove myself something very special. So what? So that I'll be happy. You will be you will have the greatest of happiness. Just follow the footsteps. You don't do anything new. Follow the footsteps. You will get the greatest of happiness. And if you go do something different, you will not get the happiness. You only give you the pains and disasters. So this now I discover. So what I'm saying is that just follow these to fine-tune your discrimination, particularly the brilliant masters who already said it. Study this, practice this, and subject them analysis. Don't follow blindly. Subject them analysis, and then you see the wonder of these great minds, and then you see that your joy is multiplying. You become very confident. That is what's required. That will take us to the fearlessness and infinite happiness. So, sometimes we say that, what is that? The teacher-centric, student-centric. Sometimes people go to the extreme, which is totally destructive. They say student-centric. What they do from class, from age 5 to age 17 put together, and then let them do whatever they like. And the teachers is simply just the watchmen. How will they grow? We encourage people reading books. Why should have to read books then? You just do sketch and let other people look at it. You never grow. This is extreme. So in fact, we need the combination of both. Student-centric and the teacher-student-centric, both. The combination is required. Some goes to the extreme. Some just totally teacher-centric. Hey, listen what I have to say. Just listen. This is one extreme. Okay, you say whatever you like. From age 4 to age 17. Older children will never grow. You are not getting the chance to give them to grow. So the point is that we need the ancient wisdom is so precious. It doesn't mean that we have to follow blindly. This is so important for us to remember. Ancient wisdom is so precious. Finally, whether you want teacher-centric or student-centric, what is required is that your happiness should increase, your fearlessness should increase. Whatever makes these two things happen, that is your path. So what I would say is that my personal experience would be that, say, you can be creative, is fine. Don't be always passive listener. Don't be passive listener. Listener as well as you converse. You both do both. So that way you grow. And the knowledge you get from the ancient masters, then you try to subject them to analysis and see if you have more things to say. Fine, what's wrong? But later on we'll discover that you have nothing more to say. But I don't mean to discourage. What I'm saying is that whatever says that follow these great masters. At the same time, from your side, if you think you have something to contribute, work, think more. If you think that you have something more to contribute later on, think more. Don't stop it. Think more. Meanwhile, don't compromise from listening and following these great masters. Okay, so that is the discrimination. Fine-tuning your discrimination. That is what? Aggregated form, aggregated consciousness, aggregated feeling, aggregated discrimination. Okay, so how many aggregates thus far? 4. Now, all the remaining mental factors put into one basket. And that is known as the aggregate of compositional factors. You're getting it? As simple as that. These are the 5 aggregates. In other words, each one of us, we are made of 5 aggregates. When you're born in the formless realm, in the form realm, you are made of 5 aggregates. In the formless realm, you are made of 4 aggregates. Form is missing, formless. So here in the human realm, we all have the 5 aggregates. So now clear? Your name again? Roy. Clear? Good.
Discrimination is synonymous with discernment.
Okay, discrimination, is it synonymous with discernment? I would say answer would be yes. Why yes? The discernment, and why I'm a little hesitant is because discernment, this word, is very positive. Discernment and discrimination can be very destructive also. Very wrong discernment, wrong discrimination. For example, say, oh, you are from other religion, I'm from this religion, we are enemies. There's a very destructive discrimination. Discrimination, by the way, discrimination has a very negative connotation in one sense. But discrimination also, for example, gender discrimination, racial discrimination, and so forth, these are very negative. But here, when I speak about the discrimination in the form of the aggregate of discrimination, mental factor, that is something very neutral. It has neutral meaning. It's not negative, positive. And discernment has very positive. So, but discrimination can be negative also. So, the positive discrimination we can say is discernment. Yes. Okay, good. Now we'll continue. The last paragraph, page 90. Page 70, last paragraph. 4 immaterial aggregates. Tell me what are 4 immaterial aggregates? Okay, Ishalamala. Aggregate of feeling, aggregate of discrimination, aggregate of composition factors, aggregate consciousness. In other words, remove the aggregate form, the remaining 4. Okay, the 4 immaterial aggregates emerging together with the consciousness. So what is this? Consciousness ought to be counted. We remove the aggregate form. In the aggregate of the remaining 4, there's a consciousness. Now it says together with the consciousness. What is this? Mind is already included in the consciousness, aggregate of consciousness. Why this? Okay, to save time, consciousness is the 3rd link. You're getting it? 3rd link, we're talking about the 4th link, name and form. You're getting it? So from the 3rd link, that consciousness is included here in the name and form. 4 immaterial aggregates emerging together with the consciousness from the 3rd link, along with the physical form, is what is meant by consciousness causes name and form. Next, due to the development of name and form, what is next? Name and form is number Number 4. And what is number 5? Sense sources. Okay, so name and form, you are still in the mother's womb. In the mother's womb, you are still growing. You're still growing. Now you grow to such extent that your eye sense, the nose, ear, tongue, body, they all come out. They all become mature enough. Due to the development of name and form, the performance of actions through the entryways of the 6 sense sources occur. 6 sense sources, 5 sense sources, 5 physical sense sources, and the 1 mental sense source, total 6. This is what is meant by name and form causes the 6 sense sources. From 6 sense sources arise the 6 collections of contact. So now these sense sources, their job is to, from eye sense source, eye sense faculty, these two is the same. Eye sense source, eye sense power, eye sense faculty, these 3 are synonymous. Because people can translate, in Tibetan it is Miki Kiche, Miki Ongbu Kiche, Kiche. This is Tibetan. So there are 3 different, in English, as far as I know, there are 3 different translations used. Sense source, sense power, sense faculty. Okay, they all same. Then from these sense sources, what they do, their job is to come in contact with the respective objects. Eye sense source to meet with the visual object. Ear sense source to meet with the sound. So this sense source, the job is to come in contact with the respective objects. So it says, from the 6 sense sources arise the 6 collections of the contact. 6 collections of contact means contact with the visual form, 1, with the sound, 2, with the smell, 3, with the taste, 4, with the tactility, 5, with the mental object, 6. This is the collections of contacts, 6 contacts. This is what is meant by 6 sense sources cause contact. Next, after contact, feeling. Feeling means come in contact. For example, eye sense source comes in contact with the visual form. For example, a beautiful flower. Wait, it's not so beautiful. Right. Okay. Every time I pick up a flower, I'm just not too happy. Right. So this, I think, is as old as Sunamdas first coming to Deer Park. Are you sure? Okay. So let's say that beautiful flower. When your eye sense source comes in contact with the visual object, which is very beautiful, what happens? What feeling comes? Pleasant feeling comes. And on the unattractive, undesirable object comes in contact, unpleasant feeling comes. So the contact gives rise to feelings. Okay. Feelings occur precisely according to the type of contact. What type of contact with the undesirable, desirable that occurs. This is what is meant by contact causes feeling. With the feeling, then what next?
Judgment.
Yes. With the pleasant feeling, then what is next? Which link? 8. What is 8? Craving or attachment is a matter of translation. In Tibetan, it is sepa. Craving or attachment. When the say, and that is number 8 and 9 is when you are still very healthy, or when you're closer towards death. Closer towards death, then they say you start to feel attached to primarily to your own self. I'm dying. I don't want to die. I don't want to lose the body. I don't want to disappear from this earth. I don't want to be separated from near and dear ones. You're getting it? So this attachment comes. So it says, relishing those different kinds of feelings, taking delight in them, clinging to them, and having that feeling remain is what is meant by feeling causes craving or attachment, number 8. Then number 9. What is number 9? Grasping or appropriation. Grasping is just a matter of translation. From relishing, taking delight, clinging, and having that clinging remain comes an unwillingness to let go. Too strong that you don't want to let go of what you're attached to. It's too intense. But the repeated wish, May I never part, no, may I never separate from these dear and delightful forms. This is what is meant by craving causes appropriation. Such wishing, then what is next? Becoming. Number 10, becoming. In Tibetan, it is sipa. Sipa. Such wishing gives rise to the birth-producing actions. It's not the birth yet, but the birth-producing actions. Karma, which otherwise will throw you to a birth next moment. Producing actions by means of body, speech, and mind. This is what is meant by appropriation causes becoming. Okay, appropriation meaning the grasping, number 9. Causing becoming, which is number 10. Next, what is number after becoming? Birth, number 11. The formation of the 5 aggregates. Birth is when your mind is disconnected from the past life and then it connects to the next life. That is a birth. So there you get the 5 new aggregates of the next life. You get the new body and then new mind. Not new mind as totally new, but continue from the, for example, you are a human being now, next life you're going to be a deva, God, then you have a God mind, not the human mind. So that is a new from that point of view. The formation of the 5 aggregates born from such actions is what is meant by becoming causes birth. Then what is next? Aging and death, number 12. The maturation of the development of the aggregates formed from the birth and the disintegration. Say, you get say number 11 is birth, first moment, and then from the second moment, the degeneration starts, maturation happens, which means it's aging all the time. Aggregates formed from birth and the disintegration is what is meant by birth causes aging and death. Okay. Thus, this 12-fold dependent arising, which comes from several different causes and from several different conditions, is neither permanent. Okay, neither permanent meaning that it is not the same object all the time. It keeps changing. Neither permanent. No impermanent. Oh, no impermanent. What should we do now? Is impermanent permanent? If it exists, either it should be permanent, it should be impermanent. But it's not permanent. It's not impermanent. What should you do? So here, impermanence is discontinuation. You're getting it? Discontinuation. It's not like impermanent in normal sense. Discontinuation. Object exists, it ceases, and there's a gap, and the next object comes. There's a discontinuation. There's no discontinuation. Okay. Because there's a continuum there. Continuum is there. It's neither compounded. Compounded meaning neither compounded by external agents. We have a feeling that many people, they think that, they say something good happens to you, right? And that's also very good. Something good happens to you, say so you point to the sky, saying that, up there, that agent gives me good things, right? That agent must be so loving to everybody. Why not to others, right? This is biased, right? But some people do say you are very good. People will be very egoistic, not give credit to the above. They very egoistic. That is extreme. And above, if they really feel it's good, I don't know whether they really feel it, right? Okay, the thing is that it's cause and effect. Something good happens to you. Something good happens to you. It's your past good karma that you did in the past. So it's a cause and effect. So there's no external agent which decides on you. No agent neither compounded meaning no agent which compounds you, which creates good things, bad things for you. No uncompounded meaning like imaginary. So look, these require the proper understanding. So don't just interpret it. Many people just read the text once and then without proper teachings, they just conclude. Look, the Buddha said it's neither compounded nor uncompounded. It's neither permanent nor impermanent. It literally takes it. So this is not a connotation. Compounded here meaning compounded by some external agents, which you have the freedom. We have freedom. It is our previous course which we did in the past that we're experiencing the good things, bad things today. Uncompounded meaning, say something which is just imaginary. Imaginary no one makes. So therefore, things are not imaginary also. Things are there. Things exist. It's not without any cause and condition. It's without an experiencer. Here the experiencer is not again you as experiencer. You are the experiencer, but the experiencer here is like, say, your body, your mind, there's something there, and there's a separate agent which experiences. There's no separate entity as a experiencer. And it's not something exhaustible. Exhaustible meaning that the same, the something which is same, the external agent, and you are like the product which can be exhausted. No, it's not like that. Something destructible. Same. Say as long as the causes conditions are there, it'll continue. It's not in the hands of somebody to destroy you whenever they want. When the causes conditions are there, things will flow continuously. Or something ceases. So where unconditioned factors come, then it stops. When the unconditioned factors don't come, then it continues. For example, like a mind. Our mind continues or our mind ceases. Our mind never ceases. You're getting it? First moment of the mind ceases, second moment of the mind arises. The mind per se, it does not cease. So, in other words, for ceasing, there should be a reason. There should be a factor which stops the flow of this object. The mind, there's no object which can stop the flow of the mind. There's no object which can stop the flow of the time. Okay, so therefore, if something ceases, there should be a discordant factor to stop that or to interrupt the flow of that. Has produced from time immemorial. Yes, of course, the same, our mind, our being existed since time immemorial without interruption, like the flow of the river. Okay, on this 12, which page? 72. These 12-fold dependent arising. Okay, this one is like the, I think this is repetition. We have to re-edit this. This is repetition from the past. Okay, so same paragraph, the last third line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Line number 8, first paragraph, line 8. So we read from there. The early part is just repetition from the earlier. It's like typo or something. Some printing error. Okay, nevertheless, do you get, are you following me? Nevertheless, there are 4 links that serve as, this is again very important thing. These are things that we need to remember. If you learn this, that's easy. But we need to remember what these 4 are. So this will enrich our knowledge, and we need to accumulate this knowledge. There should be a cumulative effect in our knowledge. Nevertheless, there are 4 links that serve as a cause for assembling this 12-fold dependent arising. So how we as beings with the 12 links operating in the universe and samsara. So there are 4 factors there. What are they? Which 4? Namely, ignorance, craving, karma, and consciousness. So ignorance 1. Okay, let's remember them. Craving is of 2 kinds. Number 8, craving. Number 9, grasping. Both fall under this category. Craving, attachment. In other words, attachment. Then karma, again 2 classes. Karma in the raw form number 1, which is link number 2. And then ripened form number 10. Number 2 and number 10. Okay, karma. And consciousness, which one? Which link? Number 3, consciousness. Okay, so let us see why these out of the 12, why these are picked up, these 4, or in other words, there are 6 picked up. 4, within the 4, karma, craving, there are 2. Number 8 and 9, craving and grasping, both included there. And the karma, number 2 and number 10, both are included there. So why these 6 are picked up from the 12? Okay, what we do is that this is very important, and I would suggest you, once that is explained, you also think more why these 6 are picked up. So beautiful examples are given. You work on this, think more. When you think more, what is important is that your thinking capacity will increase. Thinking capacity increases. This is so important. Consciousness functions of these 4 now. Consciousness functions as a cause by having the nature of a seed. Don't forget it. First, consciousness. So usually 12 links we see what? Seed, think of the, when talk about the seed we think of which link?
Ignorance.
Seed we think of which link? When you say we talk about the seed.
Outer dependent.
No, from the 12 links. Karma, yes. We're talking about number 3 as consciousness, holding the seeds of the karma. Seeds of karma, you're getting it? So we're relating seed to the karma. But here, seed refers to consciousness. You're getting it? So don't don't make your thinking very fixed. Say, in the 12 links of dependent origination, as Roy said, that seed, it links with the number 2, karma, because number 3 is a consciousness holding the seeds of the karma, which means seed is related to the karma. But here the seed is the consciousness referred to as a seed. Just we'll get different understanding. You're getting it? Don't be fixed. For example, attachment. What is the meaning of attachment? Desire. Anyone else? Attachment. What's the meaning of attachment? Hey, Sirunduru, what is the meaning of attachment? File attachment. File attachment to be sent with emails. You're getting it? So who said craving, desire, which means they are the older generation? You're in the monk story. You heard it? I shared it? Yes. The senior monk who has no information about the gadgets, but WhatsApp, Instagram, Reel, no exposure. And the younger monk, student monk, is exposed to all these things. But he's a little apprehensive if the monks are allowed to use this or not. So he has to check with, he cannot check with the Buddha. This boy cannot check with the Buddha. Why? Hey, tell me. It's very common sense. Why this monk today cannot check, this monk who is born today with all these facilities like WhatsApp, Facebook, cannot check with the Buddha. Can we use it, Buddha? Why? Easy, tell me.
Because Buddha does not have idea about all these modern things. Because Buddha does not have idea about all these modern
Buddha's a Buddha. Right.
WhatsApp.
Of course, what's the problem? WhatsApp is nothing. Emptiness, WhatsApp is nothing. No, in other words, this boy doesn't have access to Buddha. To make it very simple. Don't say that Buddha doesn't know WhatsApp. Don't say generation gap, Buddha's older generation. You're getting it? For Buddha, there's no difference. You're getting it? Buddha knows everything. WhatsApp is nothing. So it is like saying, say, many years ago when Buddhism first went to Europe, no, in America, right? A teacher was giving a teaching to the group of American students for the first time in 1960s. And the teacher said that, okay, they say we have to become Buddha and so forth. And one lady said that, no, I don't want to become Buddha. So there was a time, okay, how many of you were there in 1970s? Raise hands. How many of you were there in 1970s? 1980s, raise hands. Okay, 1970s, how popular was television? How popular was television in 1960s? Hey.
Very rare.
Very, very rare. Black, white television. You're getting it? Not the plasma. With the right star, all the dots will come. Right, that is a television. Today, even you want to have it, you will not have it. Oh no, they're so sophisticated. Your mobiles are so sophisticated. In those days, it's like like this is television, right? And human being, whether this human being, what is, we're not sure. Some dots are there, and you enjoyed watching. You're getting it. So that was the time. So the people say, why people today, they're all after the mobile, hours and hours and after the mobile to watch somebody, not watch yourself, watch somebody. You're getting it? So we all want to watch somebody. And that was not only today, it was since this time, even the dogs they watch as somebody. So which means that, and then when you don't have this, first time is coming, is incredible excitement. I remember when I was just age 6, 7, 8, one of the greatest of the fun in the school was to watch a movie. And the movie, one time in a month. And that too, electricity not stable. And the movie reels, films, they're all very old. They break very quick. In 2 minutes, it breaks. Again, people will watch. Very patient. Wait. Right? And the movies, what do you call it? The person who shows the movie? Projector is the machine. Projectionist. So the projectionist, his job is to first attach with put glue. So all the people waiting there put the glue, and how they say, I don't know, stapler, I don't know. Right? And then again runs for 2 minutes, again breaks, again quiet, peace. Right? So much excitement, and then the electricity, no, finish. Finish. 1 month, the movie's gone. Finished. So those days where there's so much excitement over the movies. And then in America, television already came. It's just newly came. And then the teaching was happening. You have to become Buddha and so forth. And one lady said, I don't want to become Buddha. And the teacher was so confused. Why? Why you don't want to become Buddha? If I become Buddha, I cannot watch television. Right? Look, this is our understanding of Buddha. Right? Which means that you are put in a cave saying that you are a Buddha, don't come out. Right? So you have no access to what's up. It's not like this. This is too naive of us. Okay. So why he said it? Huh? So why this story came?
You were talking about the cylinders of attachment, and someone said attachment.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Dijana, thank you. So when we say attachment has many connotations. Don't be too rigid with the meaning of attachment. Likewise, when we say the metaphor of the seed, don't be too rigid. It's always the karma. No. So here, be flexible to change it. That seed, consciousness, given the metaphor of the seed. You're getting it? We should be flexible, but you have to know the concept. You're getting it? Know the concept very clearly. In this context, in the wheel of 12 links of dependent origination, 12 links, the seed is the metaphor given for the karma. Then in the context of the 4 factors, the seed is given the metaphor for the consciousness. You're getting it? We should maintain the openness. Okay. Which for namely on the next paragraph, consciousness functions as a cause by having the nature of a seed. So consciousness, just imagine, don't think of the 12 links for the time being, think of just these as explained. Consciousness is like this, your consciousness, let's say your mind as the seed. Karma functions as a cause by having the nature of the field. Okay, the karma that you're doing, positive, negative karma, they're like the field. And the seed is your consciousness, and the karma they accumulate is like the field. Okay, don't mix up with other things. First, try to understand this. Then next, ignorance and craving functions as a causes by having the nature of the afflictions. Okay, so this will further be explained later. Let's read it below. It'll become clearer. Karma and afflictions. So at the moment, which two are not clear? Ignorance and craving. Don't forget it. These two are not clear. It just said that these will serve as afflictions. So in what way it serves as afflictions will come later. Karma and afflictions cause the seed of which seed? Seed of consciousness. Seed of consciousness to grow. So karma and afflictions cause the seed of the consciousness to grow. On the other hand, karma is given the metaphor of the field. Don't forget it. Okay, don't try to remember these. And afflictions not clear. Here, karma functions as a field. Again, same field for the seed of the consciousness. Now the craving. Craving moistens the seed of consciousness. Craving serves as the water. Craving serves as the water to moisten the seed of consciousness. Now ignorance. What's the job of the ignorance? Ignorance sows the seed of consciousness. Consciousness is planted by the ignorance. You're getting it? Look, now the job is very clean. Ignorance job is, it plants the seed of the consciousness. And the consciousness is what? It's a seed which the ignorance planted. And what the karma does? Karma is the field for the seed to grow. And what is the craving? Is the water to moisten the seed. You're getting it? Okay. So this is what we need to think of. And how that is explained in the 12 links of dependent origination, and how it's explained here with the metaphor can be very different. But they have their own, say, uniqueness. We have to know this. So I may not explain it today. You think about it in a group discussion. Just give the explanations. So why consciousness is given the metaphor of the seed and water? The craving what? As craving, what is the metaphor given? Water. So that is much more the same in the 12 links as well as here is the same. Then what about ignorance? Ignorance given the metaphor of planting, sowing the seed. Sowing the seed. You're getting it? Sowing the seed. In the 12 links, ignorance is like sowing the karma. Karma is a seed, not the consciousness. You're getting it? So here, why consciousness as the seed? Why karma as the field? Why ignorance as one who sow the seed? Why craving as the craving? What is fine? Okay. So this, I'll not. I'll rather make you think. Can you think about it? Huh? Okay. Let me give you some clue. Say that we look at from very different angle. Say you are say last life. Okay. What happened was that, let's say that once I'll try to relate real story, not just like my own cooked up stories. At the time of Buddha, there was one time Shariputra was going for alms round, and he came to a house, and the house has a dog, and this dog is extremely different dog. So from the gesture of the dog, the family members could figure out who the visitor is. Say, if the visitor is somebody who's very evolved, the dog treats the visitor very differently. So this time, the dog was extremely happy with the monk visiting the house, and then moving just circumambulating around the monk and jumping, and so happy. And the family members could predict that this monk must be very special. So usually they offer the alms just outside directly. So this time they invited him as a very special guest. And who was that? Shariputra. So the dog was so happy. And then Shariputra started to visit the family very often. And the dog was so happy. Gradually, the dog is so like the dog of the Shariputra rather than the house. Rather than that home, the dog became like the owned by Shariputra. Then one day the dog died. And the family, because that the dog has a special affinity to Shariputra, the family they decided to ask Shariputra what to do with how to dispose of the dog's body. And the Shariputra said, don't worry. So just bury this dog body in your backyard. And it was done. Then after 1 or 2 years, a girl was born in the family. A girl was born. As a little girl, 1 year old, 2 years old, this girl was showing special affinity to Shariputra. So happy. So the moment the Shariputra comes, this girl is just animated. When Shariputra is gone, again deflated. So then one day, then the girl becoming age 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so vibrant when Shariputra comes. Then age 12, then what? 13, 14, then complication starts. You understand what I'm saying? Age 14, 15, 16. Then they say, usually when Shariputra comes, Then the girl's attention was fully on Shariputra. Then age 14, 15, 16, Shariputra was giving teaching after the meals, giving teachings. Then the girl is distracted here, here. Now no more to Shariputra. Distracted, age, complicated age. Then Shariputra asked the family, the father of the daughter, now go to the backyard and what? Dig the grave of the dog and bring the bone from there. And the bone of the dog was brought to the Shariputra. Shariputra put it on the table. He just snapped, blessed the girl to remember her past life. And this girl was the dog. And the dog instantly, the girl instantly remembered her past life. And then she had a very strong feeling of renunciation. I'm a human being today, but in the immediate past life, I was a dog. This is who I was. And then what next? Not sure. So I kind of feel as though like eternal human being, a young girl human being. No, this is illusion. She felt it, and then she goes back to the Dharma concentration, to the Dharma so effectively. So this is how she became enlightened within the single lifetime, this girl. So here what I'm saying is that the previous dog, the consciousness, what really manifests in the next life, the body is new body, but it's the same mind that travels, consciousness. So that consciousness from the dog, it was thrown to the human consciousness, the birth, human consciousness. So what threw him there? This consciousness jumped there. This consciousness is thrown by the ignorance, because that is in samsara. Samsara, what projects you is the ignorance. And then what makes this conscious, the ignorance, to throw this consciousness from the dog to the human, not to another, is because of the karma, the land on which the seed was planted. That land gives the direction. Okay, this land, Indian land or American land, and so forth. So that land makes the consciousness, the land is the karma. And what waters this consciousness, what waters the seed is the craving. So the ignorance saw the seed of the consciousness to the next life, and then the karma creates the supports to move it to the human, and then the craving what? It waters to moisten the seed. Okay, so this is the metaphor. And if you think from this point of view, the confidence in our knowledge and the confidence in how we come into existence, samsara, it becomes very clear. So the more we think about it, it's extremely good. Okay. So now let's continue reading this. Okay. Which paragraph? Fourth paragraph. Okay. Second is done. Third paragraph. Common afflictions cause the seed of consciousness to grow. Here, karma functions as a field for the seed of consciousness. Craving moistens the seed of consciousness. Ignorance sows the seed of consciousness. Without these conditions, the seed of consciousness does not develop. In this process, karma does not think. Look, so karma is like the field. Karma does not think that I serve as a support for the seed. It does not think like this. Does it think all that? For example, you had the breakfast this morning. What did you have for breakfast? Huh? Poha. Poha. Did the poha think that I'm feeding Dorji? No. He's wondering. Dorji is wondering. Maybe. No, poha doesn't think. And your stomach, does it think that, okay, now poha is so kind, right? Didi? Your stomach feels that? No, it doesn't feel that, right? Okay, when your tongue chew the poha, your teeth are not thinking that, oh, I'm now chewing it. You're getting, no, this is just dependent origination. Okay. In this process, karma does not think, I function as a field for the seed of consciousness. Nor does craving think, I moisten the seed of consciousness. Nor does ignorance think, I sow the seed of consciousness. Nor does the seed of consciousness think, I'm produced by these conditions. Yet when the seed of consciousness grows, planted in the field of karma, moistened by the water of craving, and strewn meaning thrown or scattered, with the manure of the ignorance, the sprout of name and form manifests, within whichever mother's womb one will take rebirth through. Okay. Where is it? Okay, and this last paragraph 72. And this sprout of name and form is not created by itself. Okay, now it's more repetition, not repetition. This is what we have already learned before. And this sprout of name and form in the mother's womb, that you in the form of name and form in the mother's womb, is not created by itself, not created by another agent, not created by both, not created by Ishvara or external agent, not transformed by time meaning, say, the creator time. Say in ancient India, there was this set of belief system which believed that the time is a creator God, transformed by God at the time, not derived from Prakriti. Prakriti is like what is known as the chief generality. In English, we translate it as chief generality. Like it's like a form of a God. In India, there are so many versions of God, versions of creator also. This is amazing. In the West, there's only one. Right? In India, there's so many. Okay. Not transferred by time, not derived from Prakriti, not dependent on a single factor. It depends on multiple factors, not born without any cause. Nonetheless, from combination of the union of the parents, say how you take birth in the mother's womb, union of the parents, the periods of ovulation, and the other conditions, the seed of consciousness filled with appetite, meaning that your consciousness should be ready. Produce the sprout of name and form within whichever mother's womb one will take rebirth through. For although things are not the owner, same what we discussed earlier, the owner meaning that you are not as the very independent entity, independent without parts, and devoted for ownership. Although you may not be owner, but somebody else is being the owning you. Ungraspable, meaning that somebody else is driving you and grasping you, they deciding for you. No, space-like, meaning that objectively it's empty. There's no independent entity there. It's like space-like. And their nature is the mark of illusion. So it just appears to the conventional analysis. And yet it functions. So it's like illusion because it's purely what appears and not from the object. There's no deficiency of requisite causes and conditions. For instance, eye consciousness arises by way of 65 principles. Okay, let me just read this passage, then we'll stop here. How the eye consciousness arises by way of 5 principles. So again, generally we talk about the 3 principles: object, sense power, and the immediate preceding cause. 3 principles. So here, more details, 5 principles. Which 5? Namely, the eye consciousness arises based on the eye sense power, number 1. It depends on which it depends on, and then the form. Form means, let's say you are seeing the flower. Flower is the form which you are seeing. It depends on the eye, your eye sense power. If you don't have the eye sense power, you cannot see that. Even though you have the eye sense power, if the flower is not there, you will not see the flower. So flower is required 2. Then you also require light. In the night, you cannot see that. You also require light. Also, you require space in between. If the flower and my eyes in between, it is blocked by something, then it does not, you cannot see that. It requires a space. And also appropriate attention, meaning that your mind should pay attention to this. If your mind doesn't pay, if your mind is distracted somewhere else, somebody tells you what is in front of you, what? You're lost. You're getting it? Okay. How many of you know that? Say the person's eyes are looking just so widely to you, but the mind is distracted somewhere else. And actually the person is not seeing what you are saying, seeing you, not hearing what you are saying. A person says, yes. Actually, you are the person not with you. Right? This is what Jamila did last time. You remember that? He said, yes. Actually, he's thinking of the next question. Right? And then I asked, what did he say? What is yes? He said, yes, what? So what? Right? Okay. So we need the attention. All these five coming together, then the eye consciousness, seeing the object, will appear. This is amazing, so beautiful. Here, the eye functions as the basis for the eye consciousness. So with the eyes, everything intact. Instead of the eyes, if you put the ear, instead all the other things intact, like the flower, the light, the space, and the immediate present consciousness, all these intact. But instead of the eyes, if you have the ear, will you see it? You will not see it, because the ear does not have that capacity to view the what? Visual object. You're getting it? It requires the eye sense power to process that information. Okay. Here the eye here refers to the eye. There are two: eye organ and eye sense power. These were different. What you say? Oh, you have some problem with the eyes. That is eye organ. This is not eye sense power. You're getting it? It's your eye sense organ. Eyeball, there's eye sense organ. It's not the eye sense power. So here when it says eye, it means eye sense power. Here the eye functions as a basis for eye consciousness. A form functions of the flower, or the form functions as object perception for the eye consciousness. Light functions as visibility. Space functions as, but not obstructing. Appropriate attention, immediate preceding consciousness, functions as mental reflection. Without these conditions, the eye consciousness cannot arise. But when the inner sense source, which is eye, is not deficient, likewise when the form, light, space, every attention are not deficient, then from the coming together of all these factors, eye consciousness arises. It's purely dependent origination. Purely dependent. The more we read these, the more conviction that we get to dependent origination, get the dependent origination. And then in the future lifetimes, somebody talks about some, they say the cause and effect, which is totally incompatible. Your mind will not be happy. So it's cause and effect, the proper cause and effect, then you will say that, okay, this is the reality. Okay. Next, I does not think I serve as the basis for the eye consciousness. Nor does form think I serve as the object of perception for the eye consciousness. Nor does light think I function as a visibility for the eye consciousness. Nor does space think I do not obstruct the eye consciousness. Nor does appropriate attention think I provide mental reflection for the eye consciousness. Nor does the eye consciousness think I'm produced by these conditions. Yet the eye consciousness is born from the presence of these conditions. Similarly, a corresponding analysis should be applied to the rest of the faculties, meaning ear consciousness, nose consciousness, and so forth. Okay, so just think of that. In a way, all what the Buddha is teaching us here, they say what we talked about, the river Ganga flowing from Gangotri and then going to Rishikesh and then to Varanasi and then to Bay of Bengal, right? So just say that if you do not know how to go to Bay of Bengal, then you jump into, then what do you do? Jump into the river Ganga in Gangotri. You jump and then it will first take you to Rishikesh, then to Varanasi. Okay, then now I have brought my passenger to Varanasi. This is a very sacred place, right? Okay, little rest. Okay, now ready? I'll take you to Bay of Bengal. No, the river Ganga does not think like this. Do you think so? No, it doesn't think like this. It doesn't think like this. What is this then? Then how come that it takes you want to go to Bay of Bengal and it really takes you to Bay of Bengal? How come that it knows that? No, it doesn't. It is not that it knows. It doesn't. It's not that it thinks. It's just a dependent origination. Dependent origination, which is a very specific dependent origination, which results into Bay of Bengal. This is what is operating. Yes.
We said that, for example, sunflower is just a chemical component which it doesn't use the chemical component which is maybe 2%. Then he said, but we as a human we have a will or choice whether we want to shape our direction to a sun or not. So there we have the thinking component and the outer they don't have the thinking.
True. So what's the question?
Here, when I say, when you say that I don't, like say, here ignorance or anything that really spirituality really.
Yeah.
So where does this I feel this move to get out of samsara comes from?
Okay, let's say ignorance doesn't think that I'm sowing the seed of the consciousness. Does ignorance things like this? Just think of it. Think of it. You don't follow. Just learn what is said there and see if it really happens with your mind. Just think.
If it doesn't
No, don't just if it doesn't think. Just think. For example, say chocolate that is sweet. Say the chocolate is sweet, right? Or if it's not sweet, then how will you know it is sweet? What should I do? Okay, the Jerusha, if somebody tells me, if I tell Sajjanla that the chocolate is sweet or the candy is sweet, or let's say the mango is sweet, and she says, no, how do you know mango is sweet? Then what should I do, Jerusha? If she says, how do you know mango is sweet? Then Jerusha will tell me what? He says, right? Eat it, right? Eat it. So just don't keep speculating like this. There are times where you can actually decide it yourself. For example, say the compassion arises. Compassion is a mental state. That compassion, right? Or let's say anger. Let's say, okay, I'm seeing a flower. So this mind which sees the flower, it doesn't think. This mind will not think. This mind which sees the flower, eye conscious, which sees the flower, doesn't think that, okay, now I'll give rise to the second moment of the eye conscious. No. Okay, how many agree with me that first eye conscious doesn't think that I'll give rise to the second moment of eye consciousness? Anger arises, that's it. Anger arises. For example, ignorance arises, ignorance. But ignorance doesn't think that, okay, I'm so glad today that I'm able to deceive him, right? I'm able to show him that things are object real. So I'm so happy. Ignorance doesn't say it doesn't think like this. Ignorance job is just to distort the real. That's it. Finish. You're getting it? Yes, Ajiji.
Just understanding this slightly differently. It doesn't change. Is it another way of saying, because we have read that no life force, devoid of life force?
Okay, so basically, in a way, yes, that we have a feeling, for example, like, say, in the olden times, all these concepts developed very strange. For example, like, in fact, there's one book which I could not track now. There's one book which I read almost like 30 years ago, perhaps 35 years ago. I read it. That just opened up my eyes to see a bigger reality of how the world evolved. The world, civilization evolved. That's a beautiful book. Say, Homo sapiens, 0.3 million years ago, no Buddhism, no Christianity, no Hinduism, no Islam, nothing. Zero. Just survival of the fittest. You're getting it? Food, that's it. Shelter, food, that's it. Beyond this, nothing, just to survive. And for food, you have to go to destroy the other lives. And they say that in the nights, you have to protect your life from others destroying you. You have to protect. This is your life. 0.3 million years ago. Then they say that then in summer, thunderstorm, right? Thunderstorm, right? So scared, right? So scared. Oh, who's that, right? Say in your cave, right? Who's there? You're getting it? Now this mind extends to the who's there. Thunderstorm. Who's there? Dragon. In China, dragon, right? And then in some places, oh, there's some agent, some very powerful. It's very powerful. We can make fire, a very small fire. It's a big fire. It illuminates everything. This, who's there? And in the night, you're so scared. You're so scared. Animals can come eat you up, your children, protect them. And then in the daytime, sun comes. You feel so relieved. Thank you, sun. This sun, thank you. God of sun. God of sun. Right? Thank you so much. And then the thunder comes. Very scary. Right? Very powerful, but more powerful than us. Then the lot of thunder, lot of rain. All this developed from there gradually. Then it becomes more and more sophisticated. Then thinking process keep developing. Some people are born with more intelligence. Then information they already have. They use the intelligence to make it very sophisticated. And then some, they're the kings. They become eventually, then the concept of the king comes. Then the kings, and the kings, they're kings. But the ministers, they're very knowledgeable, but they cannot overcome the king. Once in a while, they overcome the kings. Although generally, they cannot overcome the kings. So the best thing is, the ministers make king happy. So you are a god. Then you make the king god. Then it is written down that our king is God. Then after 100 years, it's written in the text that our king was God. Then we're God. You're getting it? This is how things evolve. To be very honest. So, because of this, we have an instinct to always believe in something happens. Who did it? Who? Who means some agent. Right? So, say outside, somebody cry, these screams. Who is crying? So this is our instinct. We always look for some agent doing something. So thunderstorm, who's doing it? So therefore, say the Buddha is very clear. Say for example, say your mind is hitting like this. Your hand is hitting, not mind. Your hand is patting like this. Your hand does not think that I'm patting. You getting it? You agree with me or not? Okay, pat yourself. Okay, your hand. Okay, now good. Some people they're so happy. Brother TP, you're so happy to pat, many places. Okay, so when your hand is patting, does the hand feel that, oh, I'm patting myself? The hand doesn't feel. Your mind feels. You getting it? Hand doesn't feel. Likewise, you apply this to all this. Think. Don't believe in the Buddha blindly. What the Buddha taught, just think. You'll be fascinated to discover the deeper reality. Sorry?
So we have the mental thinking.
Of course, my hand doesn't have, I have. It doesn't mean that nobody thinks. I think. What within me thinks? My mind thinks. Which mind thinks? If you go like this, you will not find objective. You are searching for objectively. Objective nothing, you'll find nothing. You're getting it? Okay. Dejana, how are you? Okay. What did you hear? Dejana, how are you? What did you hear?
I'm good.
Okay, this is Samsara. What did you hear? Okay, who said it? Look, when somebody said, I am good, Geshe La. Okay, no need Geshe La, just say, I'm good. When this word comes, instantly I ask, who said it? You're getting it? Who said it? You're looking for the agent. You're getting it? Okay, look, if you explore like this, you will end up seeing that objective is empty, it's just like illusion. Okay, let us quickly do one exercise before we retire for the lunch. I know your lunch is waiting, right? Not lunch is waiting, you are waiting, you are excited for the lunch. Right? Okay. I am very unhappy. I say. No, where? Not very. Again. Louder.
I am
Where?
Re.
Here.
Un. Again.
Very unhappy.
Okay, all louder. Okay, now let's say that, say some people are in a box, then they say, I can hear some sound from inside. Then I said, how are you? I asked Dechen, how are you? And she said, I'm good. I said, how are you?
Very unhappy.
What did you hear? You are not seeing them, you are seeing just a box. What did you hear? I'm very unhappy. No, I am very okay, don't disturb. Otherwise young people will be confused, right? So what did you hear? You're not seeing them. What did you hear? Okay, again. Okay, how are you?
Very unhappy.
What did you hear? Hey, Sonam Dharma, what did you hear? Yeah, somebody said, who said it? Somebody in the box said it, right? I asked, who said it? When I said, hey, Samsala, what did you hear? I'm good. Who said it? Dechen said it. You getting it? So then the next immediate question is, who said it? I'm very unhappy. I don't know, somebody in the box said it, right? Okay, now you open the door, open the box. So Dhamala, you open the doors and you ask, hey, Venerable Children, you must be very unhappy. You're very unhappy. You are the one who said I'm happy. No, I'm very happy. I just said I, right? Or maybe then Vera, you must be the one. No, I'm very happy. You said just am. And then maybe Pratibio. I just said ve. Right? And then here, you must be the one who is unhappy. It's not me asking, is Sonam Druman asking you? You must be the one.
Happy. I just said re.
Re.
I said
Un.
Yeah.
Hey. Maybe, doctor, you are the one who's unhappy?
I just said P.
P. Right? So doctor said P. Right? Who said I'm unhappy? I'm very happy. I just said P. Right? And then Sonam Dhamma is confused. You're getting it? I undeniably heard somebody said, I am very unhappy. So Sonam Dhamma confused. Maybe I'm hallucinating. I may be hallucinating. Then quickly she jumped to Thamala. Thamala raised hand. Thamala, right? And asked, Thamala, please come with me. Please come with me. Am I hallucinating? Please come with me. I heard somebody saying I'm unhappy, but nobody said I'm unhappy. Okay. Then, how are you?
And very unhappy.
Then, so what did you hear? I'm very unhappy. Hey, Alhamdulillah, did you hear somebody saying I'm very unhappy? Yes. Am I not hallucinating? No, you're not hallucinating, right? Okay, again you go into the box, you ask, nobody said it. But you undeniably heard somebody said, I'm unhappy. Do you agree with me or not? You undeniably heard that somebody said, I am very unhappy. But when you go objectively, one by one, nobody said it. So this is how our mind works. You're getting it? How our mind works. Our mind, when you say, I'm very unhappy, there are 7 moments of the mind. I am very unhappy. There are 7 moments of the mind. First moment of the mind, 7 moments of the mind, they arise together or they arise sequentially? Not simultaneously, they arise sequentially. The first moment of your mind says, I and left. The job is done. First moment of mind does not say that I'm unhappy. First moment of mind just said I and left. Then second moment of mind comes. It says am and then left. Third moment comes. Says where and left. Then fourth moment comes. Says re and left. And the fifth moment comes. Says un. Then the sixth moment comes. Said have. Then the last moment says be finished. No one moment of the mind said, I am very unhappy. You getting it? When you analyze like this, it's very scary. Who said it? Nobody said. Very scary. If you feel the uneasiness with this, you are getting somewhere closer towards emptiness. You're getting it? Objectively, it's empty. There's nobody who said it. But subjectively, you heard it. Undeniably, you heard it. This is known as the subjective, infallible functionality of the world. Infallible functionality of the world, which exists purely on the subjective level. You heard it, that's it. Going beyond, you go to objective analysis, you'll not find it. On the objective level, the flower makes no sense, person makes no sense. Yeah. So what is really there? What is really there, independent of how our mind thinks, you look for the ultimate analysis, ultimate reality. That is the conventional person. And yet the convention is so precious because we're suffering on the conventional level. And yet we think that we're suffering on the ultimate level. If you come to know that we are not suffering on the ultimate level, then you are liberated. We are suffering on the conventional level, but we think that we are suffering on the ultimate. We see everything as on the ultimate level. Conventionally, everything operates on the just illusion-like nature. Okay, how many of you feel a little mentally disturbed to say that that's true? Nobody said it. I am with this exercise. Nobody said that I'm very unhappy, but I undeniably heard somebody said I'm unhappy. Very sad. Little uneasiness comes to your mind, resents. That's very precious. It's very precious. You're getting it? This is the one which will help you to revolutionize your thinking. Revolutionary thinking from believing in things also object real to illusion-like. It's not really there. Okay, we stop here. Peyata Om Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswatyata